Hello, and welcome to this review of the Once Upon a Scandal historical romance book series by Liana de la Rosa. I'm Olivia, your favorite resource for book recommendations you can easily screenshot, and you're watching Random Olive Reads. To start, we have To Love a Scandalous Duke, which is book one. Childhood friends who were separated by tragic circumstances in a possible familial betrayal are reunited here. Declan has returned to England after being sent away for the past 12 years following the tragic death of his father. Upon his return, he finds that his brother has died and now he is the Duke. Lady Alethea is the daughter of an earl, Declan's childhood neighbor and friend, and is instantly drawn to Declan again, despite his hurtful accusations about her father before he left the country. There's definitely a bit of mystery here between the two families, with Declan's father being blamed for a huge financial scandal before killing himself, and Declan's older brother dying under suspicious circumstances. While Declan is trying to uncover the truth, he is constantly distracted by Alethea's presence, and Alethea is just trying to get by and assert her independence. She doesn't believe that her father is capable of the misdeeds that Declan suspects him of. The romance part of this book was fairly straightforward, and I was mostly captivated by the mystery element and wanting to know the truth of the scandal that happened all those years ago. And with our luck, we got to uncover another juicy secret in the meantime. To Resist a Scandalous Rogue is book two of the series, and after the scandal that Alethea uncovered in the previous book, her twin brother Finley is at a bit of a loss of direction. At an Earl's debaucherous house party, he meets a woman in the garden and spends one night with her before she disappears on him. Charlotte is a widow who is left with no money, no family, and no protection. She ended up at that Earl's house party thinking to get a maid's position, but she was dismayed to learn that her cousin had offered her an opportunity to be a courtesan. Even though she rejected that role, she ended up in Finley's bed anyway and runs off before she is tempted to become his mistress. A year later, Finley is seeking a position in Parliament, and Charlotte has become a schoolteacher at a foundling home. These two cross paths again with mutual friends. With their differences in social class, his secrets, her secrets, and his political aspirations, this match is definitely unwise. But we get to slowly see them bring the other person into their confidence and become emotionally entangled. I enjoyed reading this one too, and it was a great follow up from the first book of the series. To Tame a Scandalous Lady is book three. Now, Lady Flora, who we met in the first two books, is the daughter of a duke and sister to a marquess with political ambitions. She's decided to take her own future in her own hands. She disguises herself as a man to become the assistant trainer at a horse racing operation. While she set herself up to learn how to run a racing stable, she's surprised to find herself attracted to the marquess who owns the place. Christian aims to rebuild his family's legacy after a stable fire took the lives of his father and many prized racehorses. After spending all his money to rebuild the stables, he needs this new horse to win in order to recoup the costs. When he finds out his horse trainer is actually a woman, he first wants to dismiss her, but keeps her on after Flora stubbornly defends her actions. They start a dalliance while they aren't busy with the horses, but the truth of Flora's actual identity as a duke's daughter could lead to scandal for them both if they're caught. I loved reading about the defiant and competent Flora here and how she doesn't cower to the men in her life. The fourth book is To Tempt a Scandalous Lord. We have Flora's older brother Niall, who's in the race for prime minister, but he's sort of being criticized in a series of political articles. He's focused on his work, wants to find the culprit of the articles, but is suddenly distracted when he meets Alicia, the widow of some other earl. When she experiences a wardrobe malfunction at a ball, which may lead to potential ruin, he declares them engaged to save both their reputations. While the two are most definitely attracted to each other, Alicia is keeping secrets from everyone. She is actually the anonymous writer of the political articles that are meant to provoke thought and incite action from the politicians. Which, when she has such a big secret hanging overhead, we're just waiting for the fallout. I did like reading about Niall's interactions with the orphans from the foundling home that he supports and how Alicia softens towards him when she realizes his care for the children. I also like seeing all the men from the previous books sort of rally around Niall and support him. This was an excellent ending to an enjoyable series. Overall, this was a fun series to read with one story flowing nicely into the next one. Each book can be read as a standalone, but it's a better experience when you read it in order because the plot builds on top of the previous ones. I was a big fan of the series and will definitely be reading more from this author. Thanks so much for watching this video. Links to all of these books are in the description box. Like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos, and you can follow me on Instagram at randomolive.